Okay. Oh my God, it's working.
Okay, God.
All right. So yeah, you better come back because now we're live.
Oh my God, are we really?
Yeah, sorry. Oh my God.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. You have no idea what just happened. I thought we were not going to be able to be live. We had some technical difficulties and we were
I'm
trying to.
just changing my shirt.
Jenny's changing her shirt. Why? We matched. It was great. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Seriously. That was not planned. I thought YouTube did not fix it. So that could have been a huge problem. And we have this scheduled. So sorry. Oh, Jenny's in a wardrobe change. Okay.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable. So
All right. So hello. We are so excited to be back here on our normal channel. No more backup
my God.
channel. But I please hope everybody will still subscribe to my backup channel just in case it happens again. We just know.
Yeah.
So we have to really I'd say, we have to be on our
Best behavior.
Exactly. So
Which sucks because there's so much like controversial stuff going on, and this is a really good time to jump on it and be really in your face and vocal about everything. But just to be on the safe side, we're going to keep things pretty tame, at least to start.
Yeah, guys, we've missed you. We've missed this. Honestly, I took it for granted that.
Yes.
And I can tell you how much stress it has been for me not to be able to go live, because if you know me, I hate technology. It's not my most savvy thing. So the fact that every video I had to like download it, figure out how to upload it, you have no idea. And just the stress dealing. And I want to thank my management team that felt so bad for me that they actually like signed me up, because usually they do people that only have 200,000 subscribers. So now I have a management team that was fighting for me, and still didn't work. So obviously, YouTube guidelines, they just are the way they are, and we told the truth, and we I guess did something we shouldn't have did and said some stuff we shouldn't have said. But quite honestly, I don't regret it at all. So if you saw it, I'm glad, and it is what it is.
She said it. She doesn't regret it at all.
No. Learning lesson, okay? Learning lesson, but yes. So my backup channel is channel 27 live. And if you go to my featured channels, it's on there. Just real quick. So if you don't know, we have a lot of new people here since we've been live last time. So today what we're going to do some live readings. We're going to do some rod questions. We're going to just have it really casual today. Just kind of communicate with everybody here. So Jenny, to get a reading with Jenny. Jenny is a tarot reader. She is a psychic. I don't know all the words that you call yourself, Jenny. Whatever you want to call it. So to schedule a reading with Jenny, you go to her website, jennymoonstone.com. Also, make sure you subscribe to Jenny's channel. She has a lot of content now, and she also has guests on that are very interesting guests too. And so that's going on. What else do we have going on? To schedule a reading with me, you need to go to my website, oneofakindbyheidi.org. And don't forget to make sure, don't schedule the reading. Don't even fill the form out unless you have your
birth time
of birth. Okay. So, and also what else? A couple things. If you're new, and I've said yes on Facebook to being friends, just as a rule of thumb, just so everybody knows, please do not post anything on my Facebook wall or tag me in anything at all whatsoever. I just have to make that really clear, because I have a real-time career in real estate, so I can't have that and this clashing. Okay. So Twitter is fine. I'm learning Twitter. So I was tweeting Sue up a storm. Yes, that's going on. And I don't know if you saw my last show. I said I was doing a contest for a reading. So if you purchase a set of divination rods from my dad, you email him at bill@pagosiexcavation.com. I'm going to stick it in oh God, we have the trolls back. Here he comes. Here comes the tranny troll. Oh, how wonderful. Dylan the tranny troll's back. Just just to brighten the moment. Okay, so if you want to order a set, if you order a set of rods, like I said, this is going to run all of June, okay? Because you will be entered in a contest. And I said it was a live reading with me, but not live on YouTube, just like it was an interactive reading. But now I've added something to it. So Jenny and we talked about this months ago that we were going to do a tandem reading, and charge for this and use this. So we're going to give somebody an hour and a half, 2 hour long reading if you buy a set of rods from my dad, and you'll be entered to win. That's our contest.
Yeah, and that's that's in depth. Me and Heidi, and just undivided attention. It sounds pretty funny, doesn't it? It's just like a funny concept. It's totally ridiculous, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Heidi and I haven't done anything like that. But so that should be really interesting. I have been spending a lot of time with my rods and testing out different techniques and asking all different kinds of, questions that can have blatant yes or no, black and white questions, and then things that are a little bit more gray. And it's been a lot of fun trying to, get a balance for it and see, what it wants to do. It takes a little bit of patience, especially if you're not, if you haven't used them before. But it really is similar to a tarot deck in the sense that you really have to foster some kind of, I really not the word relationship, but some kind of connection with your rods. So there's like a familiarity there.
I cannot believe the tranny troll's back.
Oh gosh, I love it.
Just to stir the pot. Like, what a loser. Okay.
Wait, is there a problem with the sound? Heidi, is your sound, am I like booming loud and Heidi's kind of quiet? Because I feel like that's happened before.
Can you hear us? Okay, everybody. Yeah, just if you're new, I don't tolerate trolls. I will delete you in 20 seconds. And if you leave a bad comment, it's going to go away. That's just how I am, and it will be gone. That is how I roll. There's no changing that. So don't try to sit there in the chat and be all snooty, ratty. You can have an opinion, but if you're rude, ignorant, or just downright disrespectful, like Mr. Tranny Troll Dylan, you will be removed, deleted, and gone. And I'm starting to report people. Also, if you copyright my stuff now you can't copyright anything. I had an issue with that. People were stealing all my videos. So now I have every video on a copyright notice. So don't try to do that either to the other kind of trolls. So everything's under control now, and now I cannot get in trouble, and nobody can steal anything from me, and it's back to business. Okay.
So Jolene's actually in the chat. Hi, Jolene. She wanted to know what the cost of the rods were, a pair of rods.
I'm not sure. I think they're $50, and that's shipping too included. So
$50 plus, or including shipping and handling.
Yeah. Unless you live like in another country, maybe. I don't know. You have to ask my dad. I don't know. So if you buy more, maybe he'll give you, if you buy a couple sets, I know he said he would give, deals. It just is time consuming, and he's like a perfectionist. So, and he has a real job too. So obviously it has to make sense for him to do it. And so that's the contest. And also last thing, like housekeeping stuff. This is going to be a really exciting month for me for Channel 27, because I'm going to have some wonderful people on here. Even Jenny's my top number one. Okay. Obviously. But,
even Jenny.
Casanity, who came on before and did the tropical astrocartography, he will be on tomorrow. We're going to do Rahu and Ketu through all the nakshatras. It's going to be a big series, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Sam Jeppy is going to be back on. Cliff High will be back this month as well. And Santos Bonacci. And let's just
get out. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's going to be on this month. Yeah.
That's so exciting. That's legit.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. And, I know he's going through a lot of financial rough times. So he does have a YouTube channel, which if you want to go to his YouTube channel and go to his websites, you can donate to him. He's gone through a lot, I'll just say. And I've been watching so many of his, and he's so smart. And, go ahead and say, oh, he's a flat earth or whatever. I mean, in my opinion, I'm open to listening to what anybody has to say and anybody's knowledge. Why? Because you're going to learn something from it. And why do you think your knowledge is right? Have you flown to space and said, I'm not saying I believe in it. I'm just saying personally, like, you have to give everybody the right to voice their opinion. He's done a lot of research. So whatever he thinks, I have the most respect for him. And we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So, all right, Jenny, do you have anything to say and talk about?
Do I? Well, there were a few things that I wanted to mention. David Hogg, the CIA asset and crisis actor, very closely affiliated with the poster boy of the Parkland shooting, unfortunately. His house was raided yesterday. He lives in Parkland. Yeah, I believe it was something pertaining to a gun, like a fake gun, which is ironic, right? But yesterday was just an interesting day in general. There's a lot of like tangible like tension in the air down here. I feel like, and there's all kinds of arrests and raids taking place on the pedo rings, like all across the country. There are people taking matters into their own hands. Please forgive me for not remembering the name of a specific group that has kind of like gone viral on Facebook right now. And they're pretty much, I believe they're a group of veterans and patriots, and they are literally just coming up on some pretty heinous scenes and, kind of vigilante style. I think we're kind of straddling a gray area with it. I don't know if, they're within their rights either way. I mean, I fully support it. It's just, it's really, really interesting what's going on. There's a lot of movement right now. Roseanne's show got canceled. We've seen people pull some really atrocious stuff and not get anywhere close to that kind of penalization. So one would ask themselves whether or not she was targeted for her political associations, in the heated atmosphere right now between the left and the right. I know we wanted to talk about Q.
Yeah.
We wanted to take some Rod questions, some tarot questions about Q. Mm-hmm. I have a really strange.
What about Kate Spade? Good one.
Oh my God! Yeah.
How about that?
Hanging a red scarf, no less. There's a lot of symbolism with the red scarf.
Yeah, yeah.
She does have associations. You can go to my Facebook page. A lot of people did really good work identifying some solid connections between Kate Spade and several Clinton affiliated organizations. To see those connections there. Kate Spade's husband is like a real like freak. His Instagram is a mess. It's like very, very satanic, very suggestive, very dark. So one would ask themselves, what did she know? Or did she know anything at all? Was she just caught in the crosshairs of everything? It's pretty messed up though. The red scarf in the Clinton Foundation though, that symbology for me personally is really, really significant. There's no doubt in my mind. And, we have circumstantial evidence. We have all of these connections, very conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat, making lines, connecting dots. But despite the fact that it seems a little crazy every time there's a high profile suicide that's unexpected. Oh my God, it was the Clintons. Well, unfortunately, they do have their hands in a lot of human trafficking. And it's sort of the pinnacle of the pyramid, and it's crumbling. So yeah, there is a possibility that they are behind or affiliated with a lot of the high profile deaths that are taking place. They have the most to lose.
Yeah, it's true. And another few things. So I was on the fence about Q, like I said, and then I asked Cliff. So I take Cliff's opinion 100% and respect it, I mean, to the fullest degree. And he has a lot of, I would say, I gotta be cautious what I say. So he has a lot of connections. He knows a lot of information, not to mention he has web bots. So he's can read through these programs. He can see what's going on. So I personally asked him, I said, am I wasting my time following Q? Because there are two guys that I really, really like, Michael Trim and this other guy, I keep forgetting his freaking name. But both of these two guys are amazing, and they do really dissect it and talk about it. And June 11th is a date that everybody keeps talking about. So, I looked at the astrology for that, and it's definitely going to be an intense day, interesting day. And it's funny because you know how it was a gun reversed and it was bang, like that was part of the cue, was a gun. If you spun it over, if you reversed it, it was a gun. So, and it's interesting because that day nakshatra will be Barini, which is the god of death. So if you know anything about the nakshatras, you'll see that this is it definitely will be one of those days. Yeah. So, but leading up to it, I already said this is a very intense time.
What about the volcanoes?
Oh yeah, the volcanoes. I mean, we have Mars, and I've said this before, conjunct K2, okay? And Mars is going retrograde. 9/11 attacks happened with Mars conjunct K2. A lot of really intense things. Yes, I am following Tara, the Eye on the Spy. The reason why I'm skeptical about the Eye on the Spy, and I'll tell you why. That was like a rhyme. Oh my God. Okay, so
it's Eye the Spy.
So the Eye of the Spy.
No.
Yeah, it is. Eye the Spy.
Oh, is
Whatever. Eye the Spy. Yeah.
Heidi makes up her own language.
I have my own language.
Fantastic.
So basically, I have a lot of clients that work at NSA. And I can tell you that I ask them already inappropriate questions that makes them, really just, they give me faces but don't answer and respond. So I will say that for somebody that works at NSA, they're not going to go make a website and post all that stuff. I don't believe it's somebody that works at the NSA. I think they're just saying that. It's funny because I've always thought Q was WikiLeaks, Julian, always. Yeah. I've always had that feeling and like that's a big conspiracy now. Could be, definitely could be. I don't know. Jenny, what do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but Cliff, I said, hold on, sorry. I asked Cliff, I said, do you think that it's worth following? And he said, absolutely. He said, there's definitely information. Now it's definitely some disinformation too. Yes, it's definitely information to follow.
Yeah. My biggest concern with Q, I don't know how long a lot of you folks have been sort of in the sort of conspiracy circles in that place, I don't know how long it's been, but for me, I mean, I've been in this since I was 18 years old, digging, searching and all kinds of stuff. And we've kind of heard a similar song. Every few years, there's a different group that comes out, and they've even used similar language. A lot of you may remember a man named Drake Kent. This was back in like 2011, 2012. And it was this whole thing. A lot of people remember it. It was like, make sure you stock up on batteries and toilet paper. It was like batteries and toilet paper, water and toilet paper, because they kept using the same terminology, like, referring to the positive military, which is also what Q refers to a lot. And this sort of, this kind of, Q addresses us in this sort of teacher or mentor to student or leader to follower way, like, relax, everybody sit back, enjoy the show. They say that all the time, enjoy the show. I've seen this years ago where they used very similar language, and they said the positive military is going to usurp the Obama administration. You're going to have a great 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. And then, the date would come and go and nothing would happen. And it really left a lot of people disheartened and discouraged about any kind of coup taking place where patriots, take back the throne, if you will. So that's the only thing is that moving through this, there have always been groups, pockets of resistance. And as those pockets of resistance have evolved over the years, so has the psychological warfare, so has the entire game has evolved. they try to keep up with what the patriots are doing and what with, you know, with they use the algorithms. They track what people are understanding, what people are talking about. I mean, Cliff would be the first one to tell you. The webbot makes predictions based on linguistic patterns. And so, you know, don't make any mistake and think that, you know, the bad guys don't have this same technology. So while the resistance factions have evolved, so have the you know, their counter intelligence has also evolved. So my only issue is that this is a means to distract or otherwise pacify the resistance factions, the people in the population that are antsy. We're fed up. We know about WikiLeaks. We know that child, you know, pedivores. I'm sorry.
You could say that.
We know that
PVs call them from now.
Right, PVs. You know, we know. Right, we know that they run the show. And so they need to really step up their psychological counterintelligence. And so it's a possibility that that's what it is. But, you know, and that's just me thinking very logically, okay, and not trusting anything and thinking this is all a show, this is all set up and we're rigged to lose no matter what, right? But then my more intuitive side says, no, I really think that there is some legitimacy to QAnon. And even if every post is not perfectly factual or hasn't, you know, at the end of the day, this whole thing is evolving, is progressing naturally. It's not, I don't think it's really scripted. We talked about this months ago. I think the scripts are out the window. Something happened and now it's about free will and choice, and it can go any way. But I personally do believe that Q is, for the most part, a representation of the genuine patriots, genuine freedom fighters, the positive military.
Yeah,
I do. That was a drawn out answer.
And speaking of them, okay, so shout out to Craig Sawyer, who is, you know, going into the trenches literally, and everybody needs to Google this. Donate to his cause. He is on a mission and a half to find all these sex trafficking kids that have been sex trafficked. It's disgusting. Google it, guys. All these people with the NXIVM, all these, just do your homework, because we're not going to talk about it, even though I want to talk about it so bad, but we don't want to get in trouble. Ridiculous, because we can't even talk, but it's true. Google it. Just Google all the sick human trafficking stuff that relates to certain political officials, and it's there. The knowledge is there. The information is all over the place. All right. And Trump is calling them out. They are going to get busted. Jenny and I have been saying this since day one. He's regulating it. He's changing it. He's fixing it. And, you know, he's actually signing bills into effect that are helping kids that have cancer, not trying to kill them, like some people we know.
Right, exactly. There are even people now, just recently, I'm hearing people trying to slander Sawman and try to say that he's what is considered, they call them bad actors, okay? Donald Trump has made references to many a bad actor. You know, I don't even like to give it that any weight, you know, I don't even like to give that any attention, but just to illustrate the lengths that, you know, the opposition is willing to go to discredit people that are doing real work. So what if he's worked in Hollywood? So what if he's, you know, had any kind of affiliations whatsoever with people that are bad? That doesn't matter. That's the same thing as equating, you know, a picture that, say you were like kind of forced to take, and like you took a picture with someone 5 years later, they're like, oh, they're best friends. It doesn't work that way. Life is not, it doesn't, you know, it's not that black and white. So he's definitely coming under fire. Lots of people are trying to just talk major smack. But, you know, he's done a lot of good work. He's got a lot of fantastic people working for him, working in his corner, working with him to combat human trafficking. And, you know, this has been the topic for over a year now. And so in that regard, we are seeing progress. And so that's something that I hold on to with everything, you know, it's important. And recently too, they released these photos of what looked like a kind of like a camp or some kind of a holding center for the children children of immigrants because they're being separated and they're taking the parents away from the kids and they're putting the kids in these camps, these internment camps. But really, they were photos that came from the Obama administration under his policies. So there's a huge smear campaign, a continued smear campaign against Donald Trump that he is single-handedly responsible for, ripping child immigrants away from their families and sticking them in these camps. And so people really, moving forward, as always, they have to exercise discernment, realize they love to play us against each other, the right versus the left, Obama versus Trump. It really is not that simple. There's a much bigger picture here. So yeah.
Yeah, I just have to not say anything because my mouth can't stop. I just, so.
Why, what's going on?
And I just know I'm going to say something that I'm going to get in trouble, which is really annoying that I'm censored like this now.
Well, welcome. This is Orwellian reality here. The fact of the matter is you and I are holding back. We are censored. This is Orwellian. This is how it is. There are certain things we are not allowed to say without being censored. That's censorship. And it is uncomfortable and it's not right. It's wrong. I think people should be able to say whatever, no matter how hateful, no matter how bigoted, twisted, racist, sick that it is. People should be allowed the opportunity to make a complete fool of themselves, because at least they're being honest, and they just put a huge target on their back and they're like, oh, I'm this, and that. Oh, so now we know,
Yeah, it's true. And I just think there should be some rules a little bit, but it's clearly how the rules are set up. It's to strictly one side, which isn't fair, So for instance, Roseanne, I'm not saying she's a saint, but we've done her chart. I've always liked Roseanne. I think she's funny. I think she means well. And I have to say, when she said the Ambien thing, okay.
She's I was on Ambien. All
I have to say to everybody is I used to take Ambien, okay, to sleep. And let me tell you, it is the world's greatest sleeping pill, but I stopped taking it because literally and I think I've brought this up before, you do say and do some weird stuff. I will say that I have called people that I shouldn't have called, said things I shouldn't have said, so I don't know. When she said that, I'm like, I totally believe her. I mean, because I've taken it and it was
I honestly can't effing believe the way that they punished her.
Well, and here's the thing, what pisses me off. Then the next day, that stupid woman, whatever the hell her name is, that I tweeted about, what's the woman that called Ivanka Trump the C word?
Yeah, Samantha Bee or something.
Okay, yeah, so she has the audacity to call Ivanka, who is one of the most classiest people that there are, okay? Totally ridiculous. And quite honestly, and nothing happened to her. She lost a few commercials. Come on, give me a break. It's a joke. It is a joke. We live in a twisted society. It's pathetic. But I will say, I think personally, everybody is they're awakening. They're opening up their eyes.
Good. Her tweet also, by the way, did you see the original tweet?
Who?
Roseanne's.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, and I have mixed feelings on it too, because I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really care, quite honestly, what she says. I mean, Roseanne talks shit all the time. That's her job.
She's a freaking comedian. Yeah.
If you watch Roseanne, that's she has said way worse stuff than that, guys. But here we go. That's because the world is so on edge right now and so censored and so freaking judgmental about everything. And there's no jokes anymore. And you know what? Talk about bad jokes. Let's talk about how Kathy Griffin held a head of Donald Trump's severed head. That's disgusting.
She's ruined now, though. She's ruined.
People are sick. Okay. And then Roseanne says something that's, I don't know. It's just pathetic. And everybody knows I'm a Trump supporter. It is what it is. And I lose subscribers and lose Twitter followers all the time because of this. But, I don't care. I feel like I will stand up for it because I do know that he means well. So screw everybody else. That's how I feel.
That's how I feel too. I mean, for the most part, I don't. Oh my goodness, there was something I totally wanted.
And you know what? Like I said, and if you're new to this channel, let's just recap real quick. So Jenny is a tarot reader. I'm a Vedic astrologer, but we're also, realists that like to know information and like to get the information out too. Not only do we want to help people with, and the main reason why we do these channels, well, my main reason was to really help people with their astrology charts, to really change them. And, that's always what I've wanted to do with this. Now, yes, I have a personality that is going to speak the truth and speak whatever I feel like saying. And I do have a lot of other interests besides Vedic astrology. So, that's why my channel is kind of like a mixed match of a lot of different stuff. Just like I'm getting into rods. If you watch the first channel, I wouldn't even touch tarot cards and didn't even know. Like, I have changed, and you can see me changing and learning more and growing. So, that's why I bring so many different things to the table. And, Jenny is a phenomenal tarot reader, but she's also a truther. She has a huge, huge, huge passion for human trafficking and kids that have been trafficked, and pedophilia, and all these sick freaks that need to get thrown off the streets and get them. These people need to go to prison. Not even prison. They need to just, I don't even know.
Just leave. No,
Yeah,
I
don't even crowd up the prisons. Okay, so period. These people do some sick stuff, and I didn't even believe it. And look, I can't believe we're talking about all this stuff like first day on. We're just,
oh my God, how funny is that?
We couldn't even control it. But you know what? We're not saying anything that's not, we're not bringing up names. We're not bringing up, the HRCs and the DNCs like we did last time. So, but because this is our passion, and people need to know about this stuff, and people need to open up their eyes to this stuff. This shit goes on. Okay. So you need to really, really, really be able to, that's why we say it. We don't say it so my YouTube channel gets banned. We say it so people open up their eyes to it. That's why.
Yeah. It goes on right in front of your faces, and make no mistake, this whole idea, this whole campaign of identity politics, where your personality and what you identify as is brought to that political level, where now it's quite literally, we're looking at legal issues, legal ramifications to behave a certain way due to somebody's personal choice, somebody's personal level of tolerance. This sort of environment that they're creating for us is so volatile. It's like what's that stuff called? Butane. It's like soaking the foundation of society in butane. And as soon as somebody gets offended or steps out of line, they have programmed an army of people with soft minds that are ready to jump all over you and take what you have and trash you and drag your name through the mud because you're not politically correct. I mean, it's bullshit. It's crap. And so part of the desensitization campaign does have a lot to do with what is socially acceptable in terms of sexuality. So we're seeing these lines being so blurred. The next step is absolutely to defend the pedophiles and say, it's not really a problem. But this is in preparation for the exposure. This is coordinated with these leaks that are coming out. So it all goes back to the Tavistock Institute. I don't know how much you know about Tavistock, and maybe we'll like in the future, we'll talk about it and stuff like that. It's really, really important. But Tavistock was the source of a lot of the modern manipulations that are utilized by corporations, by governments, by schools. It was pretty much a study in human behavior at the time, and it led the way. And it was sick. It was twisted. It was so atrocious and heinous. So what they're really trying to do is just rape and invert the human psyche of this, the collective psyche of this country, so that we'll look the other way when they come out flaunting the fact that they rape children and consume them. And they've been doing it for years, and it's fine. It's, I identify this way. Who are you to tell me how to live? Well, those are our kids. So you can't hurt the kids.
Yeah.
and
I mean,
try
I get
it.
mad about animals, let alone kids.
Right. Well, right. You know what I mean?
Because I didn't even here's the deal. I didn't even when Jenny told me this stuff, I was like, I knew kids were trafficked and stuff, but to what degree did I know what happened? No. Like, just like there's so many things that I have learned from, just opening up my mind to different things. And, whether some things are, at first I thought maybe it was exaggerated a little bit and this and this, but my God, all you have to do is look at the Podesta emails and the WikiLeaks stuff and the Seth Rich stuff. It's real simple. I mean, there's too much evidence, guys, to not think that it's disgusting. And look at the Podestas and look at all those people that, I hope to God they
look at the sports teams. Look at the, Sandusky and the gymnastics, Dr. Nassar.
Right. How many people are going down right now?
It's everywhere. It's left and it's right, and it's all around us. But people would rather listen to CNN talk about. I think we talked about this.
Lava rocks.
Yeah, this one guy in the hospital. He's trying to enjoy. Probably his first day off work in 25 years. He's at the hospital. He's getting harassed by a news crew. That's their headline story, to distract away from the fact that Project Mockingbird just had a meteor thrown into their living room and everything is changing. And they're terrified of the day that we find that out. All of us collectively, they're terrified of the day that we stop buying into the race war, black versus white and everybody versus everybody else. It's such a sensitive issue. So race is such a hot topic because they play on the inherent encoded trauma that exists within the African American population of this country. Their ancestors, and white people too, believe it or not, but white people were held in slavery also. Okay, all of us, all races have been subjected to slavery, but it's
guys, we're all slaves. We're living in the Saturn prison. That's my opinion.
Well, right. I mean, exactly.
So we're all working for them. Period.
Well, right. But like, the fact is, in Hollywood and everything, like we learn our history from a young age in school. We're told what happened and all of that. So they play on this very, it's like a razor's edge. Like, you don't talk about race. You don't, it's a problem. So they play on these sensitive emotions, and it's like the most powerful divide that there is. And in that sense, flip that around, I think that it would be the most powerful unification that there is. That's why they work so hard to keep us separated, because when the day comes that we look at each other and be like, okay, so we look different and we have different, whatever, there's some differences. It doesn't matter, because we're all being effed we're all being screwed. Yeah. So let's just turn it around, right? So I really, really want people to stop buying into Soros-funded organizations such as Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all of these virtue signaling losers that try to scream and shout about all of these inequalities, when really none of us have equal. None of us are being given anything. Okay. They give us crumbs and they call it, they're giving us the world. When really we all have the boot on our neck. We can't even say what we want to say on your own YouTube channel.
Yeah, if they can go around and stomp around DC with vaginas on their heads, sorry, it's true. I mean, why can't I say how I feel on YouTube? It's pathetic. They have no problems posting all that crap everywhere. And then if somebody has like a legit actual opinion about something, who has researched things, and I analyze this stuff with astrology. I'm not sitting here like just believing everything I see. I take every one of these under the gun suspects or whatever you want to call it, and I look at them and I look at the patterns, and I can tell you that if you've got a reading from me, you can see how spot on it is, and I can read their charts somewhat without times with nakshatras and know how the energy of their chart goes. Mm-hmm. So it's like, now whether they're the right birthdays, who the heck knows? They seem to, I mean, it's sick, guys. And if you guys open up I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it because a lot of people can't handle it. Okay. But that's the problem, because
I would have been okay with that a few years ago. But this whole idea of internal healing as a result of external, activities, where all of us are healing collective wounds as we move through this information together. Nobody wants to look at this stuff. My life has changed since the WikiLeaks I didn't know that that stuff was really going on to that extent. Like I'd never been confronted with it in that way, in that capacity. So now when people are like, oh, you know, I just don't have time for that in my reality. My bubble is all love and light. You know, that type of thinking is exactly why we're in this predicament, because your bubble of love and light is bullshit. It's a lie. It's fake. It's not real. And the longer that people feel that way, and in their, you know, it's this new age hippie shit, you know, oh, it's just, you know, with the kale and the avocados and living in a teepee by yourself and just keeping all these negative, like that's fine and everything, but then what are you doing to contribute to society? What are you doing to help, you know, facilitate? There's a lot of heavy lifting involved. We can't do this alone. Numbers are our power, numbers are our strength. So I have absolutely zero sympathy for people that say they, you know, this stuff hurts. When you look at this information, when you read survivor stories, and when you start to connect the dots, it's okay to allow yourself to fall apart, because it brings up a lot of people have been abused. A lot of people have been raped, molested, sodomized as children, and they grow up and they hear about this and they shut down. They can't take it. Okay, move through it, move into it, lean into it. As it hits you, the pain, the trauma of everything, lean into it. Don't hide from it. It's okay. This is the cycle of healing, and we all have each other. You can turn to your neighbor and be like, oh my God, can you believe they're doing this to our children? And, you know, allow your rage and your trauma and your hurt, channel that into talking about it and opening up that conversation. And, you know, it's like, sorry, I just dropped a whole bunch of cards.
And you're making such a good point. And not even that, most of the people probably that are doing the abusing have been 100% abused too. So
yeah,
you know, look at the cycles too. I mean, but you have to acknowledge it. Even they have to like be called out for it. Like, oh, I don't even know. Like, I wish I could.
We weren't supposed to go here, but this is what we do.
We're doing. And I mean,
because you know what?
We're like, oh, we're gonna come on and talk only about astrology today. Look at this. We're a mess.
Heidi, the storm is the exposure of monsters in our midst.
Yeah.
Okay. And the most monstrous thing that anybody can imagine is to harm a defenseless being. You know what I mean? The children, they're the most precious things that we
have.
Animals. But I mean, you know, factory farming, that's another thing. That's another design of the system that is just a complete inversion of the way that things are supposed to be. I'm not a vegan. I don't, you know, it's not like that, but factory farming is disgusting, and it's really, really bad. You can still, I'm of the mind that you can still eat meat as long as you're conscious of like where it's coming from and that sort of thing. I mean, we've been eating meat for a very, very, very long time. So I still need a little bit of convincing.
All right, cryptocurrency update. I'm going to just briefly ramble about this for like 2 minutes.
Go for it, because you know I
won't. So with cryptos, they are on sale right now still. Like I said, when Jupiter goes into Scorpio, which is September, that is when I think things are going to change for cryptos. Until then, they're going to just be doing these swings, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. They might go up like crazy and they might drop like crazy.
That's what I've seen. Okay. That's what every single time I do a reading for cryptos, it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. All the way through to the end of the year.
Okay, can somebody write in the chat? My dad does not know how to chat. He's trying to watch the thing. If there's somebody, he says he's in the chat, but he can't chat. So I don't know. My dad wants to be like talk on the chat, and I don't know what he's doing wrong. But if anybody can like put in the chat some tips. Z Golden, don't start. Here's the deal: cryptocurrency, in my opinion, aren't going anywhere. But I do think they will be regulated. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's just the case. Okay. I personally, there is a guy that I just have been watching. Who is he? I feel really bad for this guy. No, actually, seriously, he was deep stater, totally did money, Swiss banks. Have you seen his interviews? And then he was abused. Did you see that?
Was he a foreign guy, like a Belgian guy? Yeah.
And they brought him into like a sacrifice.
Yeah, and he said he couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay. If you listen to what he says, and that they brought up cryptos to that, And it's funny because when I saw the crypto charts, some of them looked very similar to like United States chart. So, to me personally, I think it just automatically looks like, I'm not saying the CIA or the NSA or any of these, deep state things made cryptos, but I'm going to tell you that eventually they will, like, people that in Wall Street are just going to like say, oh, forget it, no more money. It's just not going to happen this way. It's just not. So it will. I have I have high hopes. I have money into it now where if I lose it, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. So, obviously I have a lot of faith in it, and I think it's still a great investment. I think, there are really awesome things with it. It still needs to be, it's not going to be like this secret money we can hide from the government.
No.
We live in a Saturn prison regulated by the government. It's not going to happen. Okay. It's not. And if you think it can, I hope it does, but I don't think it can.
Well, it's almost as if also, like, I feel like, I mean, you'd have to refer to a little bit of David Icke's material because he does cover it also, but this transition away from cash currency, so paper money, and into, numbers on a screen, whether that be Bitcoin or, still, fiat currency, or just, and the reason for that being is because they want to be able to control everybody's finances remotely. And so I think people are kind of kidding themselves when they say that cryptocurrency is never going to be regulated. It's not a matter of if, but when it's going to be, somebody's going to come in. There's no way. It's a pattern. The transfer of power, this, no matter what happens, you take something down, something comes in its place. That is just history of the world 101. This is how it goes. You can't keep something like that pure and untainted forever. So while it's I don't know, I'm so reserved about cryptos, I can't even tell you.
Yeah, Jenny's not like that. She's not into, she likes to.
I just want everybody to like, never mind. I'm not even going to get into it.
All right, guys. So
I think people should barter. They do.
That was the old way, right? I mean,
but like there's no doubt in my mind that if the technologies that
I would starve and die because
no, you wouldn't, because you know what?
I would.
The whole reason why we need money for things like utilities and power and car payments and all of this stuff is because of the suppression of a lot of energies and technologies that would eliminate use for utilities bills, and it would change the lifestyle of people. You'd still be able to have nice stuff, you know what I mean? It's just it's totally different. The people, I don't know. I'm not a money person. I'm not well versed in the financial world.
You will be soon.
I will be soon. Oh God, that sounds so bad. Like, oh yeah, Jenny's gonna like kill someone and take all their money.
If anybody has any good questions for the rods about Q, put them in the chat, please. But I want to say something real quick about the transits. Like, so Mars is getting ready to go retrograde. I think it's June 26th, and retrograde planets definitely cause some chaos. Whatever they do, can be good. Sometimes it can calm things down too, but usually it doesn't. It makes things kind of fall apart. Personally, I think the K2 Mars and a Mars retrograde is going to just uncover all kinds of things and secrets, because I have K2 Mars in my chart, and I used to be very secretive. Like I had, I've already brought this up. I'm not going to bring it up again, but watch my other shows. So with this going on in conjunction and everything, just like Mars retrograde or Mercury retrograde, I bought a car in a Mercury retrograde. Okay. And I'm just going to say that I had no choice, because sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to still live your life. Okay. And I knew I shouldn't buy a car in Mercury retrograde, but I still did because I had to. I didn't have a choice. And no joke, last week it was raining and water comes flying through the ceiling, just pouring in the whole. Long story short, Now I'm in a rental again. Okay. Now I'm in a rental and cars being fixed and all these repairs. But like the windshield itself is an $1,800 windshield that needs fixed because it's heated or something. And so I had to go redo things and retake things back. So all I'm giving people as a little bit of advice is just when you go do things upcoming, like real estate things, just make sure you check things, check paperwork, get the home inspected if you're buying something that's not new, because things can creep up later.
Heidi gives good advice.
Yeah.
So are we doing?
So are there any questions?
Readings or broad questions?
We are gonna do. Let's see how many. We're gonna do 2 quick mini readings. Okay. So obviously we start with the super chat first. If you did a super chat, I saw somebody that wrote a super chat and they did write 5 a.m. That sounds like an estimated guess, so I'm not gonna do that because 5. Are you sure it's 5 a.m. exact in the nose?
Don't give Heidi.
Don't give me.
Don't round it up. Don't round down. If it looks suspect, she'll call you out.
Yeah, and it's just not. It's just I can't. It's a waste of time. So because if your birth certificate, and don't even give it if it came from your mom. Okay, the only way to get a reading from me is to actually see it from the birth certificate. Okay, so these are the rods my dad sells. Bill at pagosiexcavation.com. All right. And Jenny has a set. Jenny, you have your rods?
I do. My daughter really loves them. She goes,
what does she do?
She goes, should Luna have a treat tonight?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Is Luna a naughty girl?
Do they answer for her?
She moves them with her hands.
Oh, I got it.
She knows that this means yes and that means no. So she'll hold them like up here and she's like, yes. See, Mom, they said yes. I get a treat tonight.
So just in case, go make sure you watch the beginning because there's a contest. If you buy a set of rods, okay, email my dad. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Email Bill at Pagosi Excavation. Yeah. You can also go on my website and I have it on where you contact me. I have it on there. Bill at Pagosi. Oh, see, I can't even type right now. All right.
Yeah, prayers for all affected.
Now, let's just say too, these rods are strictly for entertainment purpose only. Don't, go make decisions,
Yeah, no legal, no medical.
Well, I mean, you can just ask them, but just don't take it too seriously, right? I mean, I think because if they can mess with you, if you don't have the right intentions. Now, I think they can also, if you're very like magical and mystical, like I noticed they like with Jenny, with her energy, it's just Jenny has a lot of that intense psychic energy. Heidi just like I could hang upside down and they would work for me. Like I don't need to because I have everything blocked out. So I do believe sometimes my answers are, just going to be kind of all over the place. But Jenny, how funny, Jenny, I have to bring this up from last week, 2 weeks ago when you did the North Korea thing. And they were like, no, it keeps saying yes. And then the next day, Donald Trump was like, we're not meeting North Korea, blah, blah, blah. Remember? Yeah. And then the following day after that, it was back on. It was so funny.
It's wild. So they do have like a kind of predictive quality. Yes. And again, similar to tarot in the sense that it will reflect things as they are right now. And that energy can change. So you have to be really aware of that. And also you have to be very aware that you can actually influence the rods. Heidi saw me do it the first night that I got there to her place. I held the rods and I was like, look what I can do. And I willed them to go in and I willed them to go out, but that's because it was highly concentrated energy. Focus on negative thoughts, like really focus on them. They will listen to that. Focus on positive thoughts. They will listen to that. They pick up on it. And so it's very important to get the most accurate answer. It's so similar to tarot in that you have to create a neutral energy field, a neutral as possible, charge around your body. You can't be all giddy and excited about something and ask a question that you really want to be yes, because it might tell you yes, but really it's just picking up on how excited you are. So get yourself neutral. If you have to, wait a few minutes or wait a couple days before you're not so close to the situation, and ask it from a very neutral perspective.
All right. So
or have somebody else hold it.
Yeah, don't like when Jenny and I will do this to each other and ask Rod questions and tarot readings to each other, and it's hysterical. They think they will answer to us just like when you said on you were explaining your show, they'll tell you to like, you know,
go home. Yeah, like go back to your
They totally do. Tarot does that 100. Like I don't read tarot for myself. Are you nuts? I've tried, and I don't even like reading it for Jenny. Like when you said you're close friends, it is so true. When I do readings for my friends, I feel like I just can't connect. Like I cannot get in the zone.
That's exactly how it is for me too.
It is so weird. It's just, you know, and it's
close friends. You're just like, oh.
Yeah, or family members. Like when I try to read my family members or something, I just can't do it. It's like there's blocks all over the place.
Yeah, that's really weird. I bet you that's reported by a lot of astrologers and readers and stuff. It's like you're just too close to it. It's because you have a predisposed understanding of that person in the situation. So there's no way to sidestep that. There's no way.
Okay, and just so you know what these rods are, if you're new, these are divination rods, dowsing rods. They use them to find wells, water, and so my dad's not some weird mystical gypsy, that's for sure. Has an excavation company, okay? And he actually had these. So I went home for Christmas and I had my copper ones from Jeff because I have a lot of sets. Jeff sells rods as well. And Jeff, and I said, Dad, do you know what these are? And he said, yeah, those are dowsing rods. I have a set of those in my truck. Like I use them to find water and wells and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and they don't work for everybody, you know, but they work great for me. So, you know, it's true. Some people they're not going to work for. I mean, I think you can make them work for you. You have to like talk to them, be friends with them, like sleep with them. No joke. I mean, in your bedroom, like I had to at first, my other set, but then now they're like any set of rods that I pull up, boom, they start working.
It helps also. It helps to, before you get started, to define what a yes looks like and define what a no looks like. Yeah. So, you know, like a very strong, like I have for certain questions that are very unclear, we've talked about this, mine go like this. They run parallel to each other and they're like this.
Show me a yes.
They're like, I don't know.
Okay, this is a Heidi yes this way, right? That's a Heidi yes.
Yeah, it swings all the way around.
Show me a no. Guys, when I saw these at first, I didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way. You're moving your hands. I swear you're not moving your hands.
No.
You're not.
You have to be as
still. The reason why I put them up just so I don't waste time. Like, because I put them up because it's just quicker. You know, so you can see, watch. Ready? Pull yours up, Jenny.
Oh, sorry.
Show me a yes.
Okay. What's our first question?
All right. Let's see.
Like my rods don't like the computer. They're trying to move away from it. They're like, oh, EMF. All right. Do we have a question?
Hold on, I'm trying to find one. I have the charts that we're doing, but we'll do those later.
Okay.
All right. So
remember, you guys, entertainment only, but they are accurate.
All right. Help me, Jenny. Can you help me?
What do you need? Are we looking for questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jenny and I don't always answer the same way, too. It's funny. Like
you're right.
Okay, you know what? Let's ask it back to the queue again. Okay, because now that, you know, let's say, oh, great question. Did Kate Spade kill herself?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Great.
Did Kate Spade commit suicide?
Did Kate Spade commit suicide?
No.
No. Well, mine says, look, one says no, one's a slow no. So probably, but probably induced a little too, right?
You know what? By the very end, she probably wanted to die.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of hell she was living in. If she knew something, or she was privy to some kind of information, I mean, I hate to think what her last days were like.
No, this channel is not about selling dowsing rods. Okay, so you need to just relax, buddy. Ken. All right. Clearly, did you miss the whole first hour of what we just?
Oh God.
Oh my God. Sorry, I just like stupidity is so annoying to me. Like stupidity.
So hysterical. Okay.
Yeah, we're just trying to sell these all day long. That's what our main goal is.
Was Kate Spade's death connected to a Clinton affiliated organization?
Oh, Puzzle Master's in here. We'll make
I've
him.
got a slow yes, but it is a yes.
And check out his channel, Puzzle Master. He's Vedic astrologer, but he uses the sidereal or the tropical. But he's still really good. He talks about the nakshatras a lot. Go check his channel out. He's one of these days. But okay, let's clear this up. Did Melania? Okay, did Melania leave the White House? No. Jenny?
Did Melania leave the White House?
Mm-hmm.
She might have temporarily.
Oh yeah.
At some point in her life, she did leave the White House.
Right.
Right. No, it's really, really important that you guys be quiet. It's just like tarot. You have to ask the question. To get the answer, you have to just intelligently pose the question, because it will reflect back to you the integrity of your question. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be like,
okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like an example. Okay.
Will Raisin Girls win custody of her boys on July 9th?
Oh, geez. I got a yes and I didn't even ask.
Okay. Mine are saying maybe. That's a maybe for my rods, just so you know. Okay. Maybe. So go with what Jenny said. What is ACIM? Sorry, that might be a stupid question, but do you know what ACIM is, Jenny?
Nexium?
No, ACIM.
No, I don't know what I'm looking at.
I don't know. Puzzle Master. Yeah, he asked a question. Is EOS a good coin? I'm gonna say don't buy EOS because of what the story I heard about it. Is EOS a good coin? No.
Will Donald Trump be assassinated like as predicted on The Simpsons?
Absolutely not, guys. Do you think sorry.
No. Well, no, The Simpsons has proven, they have predicted it's really sick, actually.
I know, but that's not going to happen.
No, I don't think he's going to be assassinated at all.
CMEX, just because crime property. Should Nina renew her lease?
Oh my God, I love it. I love when people like to parrot what they've heard before, like the term LARP. QAnon is the LARP. Like, can you find another way to describe it that you haven't heard a million times in the past few weeks? Like, you're just parroting something that somebody else told you. Think for yourself a little bit.
All right, wait, hold on a second. Is Q more than one person?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, hold on. Is Q more than one person?
Is QAnon a collective?
It says no.
Effort. Yes. It seems unrealistic, unreasonable to me.
Is Q Julian Assange?
He may have inspired Q. There's a lot of people that have gone into this, like influences, all of it. I mean, it's just, I think it is a collective effort. Absolutely. Tommy Robinson, you've heard about Tommy Robinson. He was arrested and put into custody. What?
I'm just laughing because I just thought of Kim Kardashian in the White House.
Oh my God, what a disaster, right?
No, it's so just great. Funny because I don't really have an opinion on her. I like her. I don't think I don't watch her. I don't watch TV ever. So
her and her family, her and the Kardashian women, are apparently there's a theory that they are all like that. They have that magical bloodline. So they're all witches and they were designed and programmed to sabotage America's Black athletes.
Oh God.
Total joke, obviously, but there's probably some truth to it on some level.
Oh,
Athletes and entertainers.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, I don't think that that's the case. That's just my opinion. Okay, because I just don't think that is. Were the Kardashians made to sabotage professional athletes? Maybe. They're not even going to answer that. Okay.
What is going on? I just got the weirdest text message ever.
What is it?
I don't even want to say. I don't know this number. I don't know.
I got a weird message too a few minutes ago. Did you just get it?
What was, well, I don't really want to say what it was, but oh, never mind.
Dad, I'm about to text you somebody, okay? If you're watching this still. Hold on.
Hi, Heidi's dad. I love these rods. Can you guys see this picture right now? I know my phone is cracked. Heidi.
Yeah. What? No.
My
What
my
is it?
daughter's fishing right now, and I just got sent this picture. Please look. Ladies and gentlemen, look at
Oh my God, she's so funny. Look at her.
She's
So cute.
ridiculous. That's so funny. They caught a fish. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. Well, I mean,
honest, technology does not run.
We get slammed with all kinds of data in the middle of a live show, and it's like, let's just do it.
Yeah. So it's funny because my family is like the most we just didn't get the genes of technology skills. I mean, maybe my sister did, but the Pagozis, that's my maiden name, don't have the technology skills. And I would say my dad's a little more savvy with technology than I am, which is kind of even crazier that he can't figure out this YouTube thing. All right. ACI, okay, he's saying it doesn't matter. You just want to know if it's good or bad. Okay.
ACIM, good or bad?
He doesn't. Okay. Is ACIM good? One said no. One didn't answer. Is ACIM bad?
Is ACIM bad? I got yes, but I really don't know the context.
Maybe my rods are taking the easy route right now. they're really taking the easy route.
I want to ask a question for Jolene here.
Yes.
Will Jolene have more support this year in her career? I've got a yes. So that's good.
Will Yellowstone volcano erupt anytime soon?
Will Yellowstone erupt anytime soon? I got a fast yes.
Oh God. Oh, okay, let's define our soons, all right? Because maybe that's what it is. So a Heidi soon is like in 10 minutes.
Right, I was just gonna say.
I'm the most impatient human being that there is. So a Heidi soon is 10 minutes.
That's hysterical.
A Heidi week, for a normal human being is like 10 months. Okay. All right. Ask if the earthquake. And guys, this is not what we just all we do is these rods, okay? But this is fun. This is fun. Let's be honest. Admit this is kind of fun. Will Hillary Clinton be arrested this year? Is she going to get pardoned? That was a fast no.
Someone just told me not to put the rod on my head because I'll get hurt.
Will Mount Rainier erupt soon?
Ooh, I love Mount Rainier. Will Mount Rainier erupt soon?
I didn't say that.
No, now my rods are just like slap happy.
Will Dwayne will Dwayne Brimmer get a job for Homeland Security? Maybe.
See why we say this is entertainment? Because at the very, very least, it is a lot of fun.
It is.
It's hilarious.
You got to be careful with the questions. Will HRC pass away?
She's already dead.
Okay, is Mueller a snake? Maybe. That's what they said last time.
Is Jeff Sessions a good guy? Yes.
Is Jeff Sessions a good guy?
I wish it was that simple. I wish it was.
Maybe. They liked him last week, but this week they don't like him. Is Roseanne going to get her show back? Maybe. They don't want to answer. They're like, stop asking me stupid questions, Heidi. Okay, I mean it in a friend way.
That's so funny. You guys, your comments are just out of control. I love it. So funny. All right.
Is QAnon part of SSP? What's SSP?
Secret Space Program.
Okay. Sorry.
Which, by the way, is a BS label. It's not, the actual Secret Space Program is not called the Secret Space Program. Are you daft?
Was Princess Diana murdered?
Yes.
What else did I just saw another one. Oh, is Obama going to go to jail? They said yes last week too.
Watch this. You guys want to see a really crazy one? Is jump room technology real? Jump room technology is how they travel, interstellar travel. They utilize what they call jump rooms.
Well, okay.
I love how she just, okay.
I don't even understand what that meant.
Okay.
Me. Heidi's not the most like imaginative person. I'm like the charts, you know. So sorry.
It's okay.
Will Litecoin recover? Oh my gosh, why are you doing this, guys? All right. Stop. Okay. Will Litecoin recover? Maybe. They better. Good. Will Bitcoin recover? Oh my God. They're not answering. They're not going to talk cryptos anymore.
No, I honestly think that they are. See, it's finite. Like there's a certain amount of time. It's like kind of like you rub the genie's lamp, you get 3 wishes.
Yeah.
Use them wisely. Tara will stop responding to me after a while if I'm being unreasonable with something.
Yeah. And you know what? They're tired of asking those questions, I think, about the cryptos. They're just done. Will Heidi lose money from crypto? All right. You better say no. Was my car a bad investment?
Oh my God, Heidi. Okay. Can airplane crashes be triggered remotely? Yes.
All right, Ken.
In the same way that cars can. All new cars. What?
Right. Ken's stupid question, okay? Is Heidi a test tube baby?
Can you ask if I'm a test tube baby?
Is Jenny a test tube?
Wanted to know.
Oh. Is Heidi a shill? One almost said yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's amazing. I don't even know what the shill is.
No, I've asked them, is Jenny Moonstone an unreasonable? I hate referring to myself as Moonstone. Folks, my last name is Constantine. I'm so sick of the Moonstone name. I can't even tell you. It started as a joke and it stuck, and now I have to I'm attached to it. But my last name is Constantine. I might just change it. I might just get rid of Moonstone. Am I an unreasonable bitch? Yes.
Is Jenny an unreasonable bitch? Of course not.
Yours says no. Mine says yes. I love it. It's so funny.
All right, Ken, you know what? You're about to get axed in like 2 hot seconds. Or just
She is going to axe you, bro.
Yeah, like why are you sitting here asking these stupid questions? Okay.
Are Jenny and Heidi related? We both have a little, well, I have a lot of Ashkenazi and you have some.
Yeah.
Are Heidi and Jenny related? Yeah.
Of course we are.
That's weird.
But we knew that, like, to a certain degree. Yeah. Yeah. We're Heidi and Jenny from Atlantis together.
Yes, that's exciting. Yeah. See, this is fun, you guys. This is fun.
It's fun for us. All right. Will Rainbow be able to pay back the loans this year? Maybe.
Is Jenny going to pass her real estate exam the first time she takes it? Yay! I knew I would.
Am I single? Yes, I am single. I've been single forever.
Are Jenny and Heidi twin flames? I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, we are. In my opinion. Because it doesn't mean we're like that, you know? No, we're not lesbians. Relax, guys.
We're not. We're really not. We're like sisters.
Yeah.
Heidi grosses me out.
And no, I don't have any problems with lesbians either.
No.
All right, just cool it. All right, so will Heidi move to Canada and marry Ron Stubbings now?
Josie Flores. Will Josie end up kicking out her teenager? Yes, they bumped each other though on the way.
Wasn't Josie the one that had the accidents last time?
Yeah, and she said, did my kid wreck my car? Did my kid hit something with my car? Okay. Was it the younger one or the older one? I remember that. That was hilarious.
That was funny. Will Tara launch her new project next month? One says yes, one's maybe a little bit later than a month. You're right. You're smart because you think I'm smart and you know I don't trust many people. You're right. I don't trust many people, which is why people can kind of think that I'm not the most, open and nice person, but I am. All right. Right, Jenny?
No, she really is. Like, you guys have no idea.
Yeah. You have no idea how nice I actually am.
She really, really is. You would never think it. You would never think it.
You would never think it.
I know you have a reputation of being, all cold and icy and stuff. Yeah. You guys don't know. Heidi's got a heart of gold, man. For real.
Yeah, exactly.
There was somebody had a question. Wait a second. I really want to get it. Irma says, will my son Ralph get accepted into law school? Will Irma's son get accepted into law school? I have a yes.
Yep, me too.
That's good. 2 yeses is good. Okay. Did my father-in-law leave me a trust fund? I don't know why I giggled at that. It's not particularly funny. Hold on, what was the name? Shannon. Did Shannon's father leave her a trust fund? I have a fast yes.
Did Shannon's father leave her a trust fund?
I can tell you, Awakened, I can't read your last name. I'm blind right now. Are all humans part reptilian? The answer is yes, because we all have the brain stem we share that with reptiles. So we all are part reptilian. It's called the reptilian brain for a reason. It holds domain over very basic functions like survival instincks.
Some of these questions are just so funny.
No, I know, because they're messing with us. No, they're totally messing with us.
Can I just say what I'm really excited about too?
Yes.
That the live chat save. I've always I'm so excited.
It's not. Oh yeah, it is actually saved. You're right. You have to click on it though.
You just have to scroll to the bottom.
To find it, right? And it goes
I've
in
asked this question so many times. I don't think Michelle Obama is a man. That's just my opinion.
Michael. What do you mean, Michael?
Was Michelle Obama born a man?
Oh my gosh.
What? Maybe she was a hermaphrodite. Is Michelle Obama hermaphrodite? They don't like that question, but maybe. Yeah.
Just so people know.
What are you laughing about?
It's just so funny that we're talking about it, but hermaphrodites like exist. So like, you know how everybody's like, I identify as they, or I'm non-binary, or today I'm a man, tomorrow I'm a woman. There are people that are born with both genitalia, male and female. Right. They are the only ones. And they are such a tiny, teeny, tiny percentage of the population. So it's not even fair. Like so all the SJWs saying that they want to be called they and ZAG, you guys are actually like doing no services to actual hermaphrodites. You're kind of stealing their thunder. So back off, you losers. Hermaphrodite rights.
I'm not even saying it right, of course. Surprise, surprise.
It's not a surprise.
Okay, well, who else? So
Josie says she used to babysit one. You used to babysit a hermaphrodite?
Is Michelle Obama transsexual?
This really turned.
Maybe she changed into a man.
Yeah, of course. Wait.
You see what I'm saying? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like born a woman, transitioned into a man, got a girlfriend named Barry Soetoro, aka Barack Obama. Yeah. Because Barry, although he's a man, he's very effeminate.
Yeah, and you can see in his chart that he's going to be married to a very masculine woman.
Oh.
Was Michelle Obama born a woman? What did yours say? I don't really care what she is. Like if she's a man,
I don't care either. Who cares? I hope we never have to hear from it again.
We seem it's my dad watching this chat. All right. So
do you want to do these readings?
Yeah. All right, so don't forget, if you buy a set of rods, you're entering a contest to win a reading from Jenny and I. We don't even offer this.
No.
We were going to, and then we got kind of tied up. So it's going to be you'll see a little mini thing, what we do here. A real reading from me is, okay, let me just clear this up for Mr. Tranny Pervert, the little sick freak that's in the chat. Watch this. Ready? Here. Is Heidi, like this one. Let's just clear it up for Mr. Dylan. All right, because Dylan's a loser. Anyway, is Heidi a transvestite?
Does Dylan want to sleep with Heidi?
Does Dylan want to? What does it say?
It said yes.
Yeah. Obviously. All right.
The guy is very concerned about what's between your legs.
Does Dylan wish Heidi was a man?
Oh my gosh, we're giving this guy so much attention. Like,
yeah, I have to. It's just so good. Okay. Was Heidi born a female? Wouldn't that be funny if it said no?
Oh, it would be hysterical. I would die. I would melt in my seat.
Does Heidi like men? Maybe.
Oh my God. Stop it. I'm done. I'm deceased. I'm done.
Is Heidi very picky when it comes to men? All right, that's enough. That's funny. All right.
Oh my God. This is just so funny. Not bad for our first live back, huh?
No. We said this was going to be a casual one, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot of like information and knowledge coming later. Okay, so first chart I have here And thank you for the nice donations. And if I'm, we can't do everybody. So we're going to do 2 charts, like I said, Adam and Becky. Adam, I see here you have 6:30 a.m. Did you get that time from the birth certificate? I need to know. Okay, please let us know. Because if not, I can't do it. We'll pull you some cards or something, but we can't do it without it. Okay, so first is Becky, 3:30:74. 10. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so wow. I'm not going to get into the charts 100%, but a real reading with me is an hour long. There is a wait.
Yeah.
This is a mini like teaser, so you just can know this is real. And like, I'm not going to, this is me pulling a chart up on the fly. I research charts before I do readings. Okay. And this person is a Scorpio rising like me. So I'm just going to say, watch my Scorpio series. I'm sure you relate a lot to me a lot. There's some sort of similarities. We've had a rough few years. Okay. Scorpios it's a fixed sign. It's a water sign, but it's like, can be kind of stubborn sometimes. Issues in relationships. And
what's the name, Heidi? The first name?
Becky. Very psychic, very, Scorpios see like asking for help as a weakness. So they are very independent and fearless and very intense. So they come off and, not the most like, oh, loving, sweet people, but they really can be. Very loyal. You have an ascendant in Anurata. Anurata is the nakshatra that's all about being like the divine spark, the lotus, a great friend, a great manager, a great leader, somebody that, you would do anything for anybody typically. Now, don't screw you over. If you screw over a Scorpio, never going to hear from them again. Now, if you really screw them over, they'll get back at you some weird way. They don't like, act very, I would say, aggressively. It's more like they'll just wait, gather all their evidence. They're great investigators because all they want to do is know things. Scorpios want to know why we're here, what we're supposed to be doing here. And there's a lot of focus on money, even for you too. So there's a lot. You have a heavy chart here. You have the moon in Gemini. So you're like a Heidi ascendant and the way Jenny thinks. But you definitely have some rough transits with your emotions. It can be kind of stressful. I'm not going to get too into it, not too personal here, but there could have been some issues with the mother. I'm going to keep it like, this is a rough thing, what you have here. So I'm just going to intensify that and say, now it's also good for being one hell of an investigator, but you're going to have to deal with a lot of change and transformation, secrets, control, surrender, but you're a Scorpio, so it might not have been that bad for you. You have moon conjunct Ketu and Saturn. So there can be a lot of emotions that change a lot, a lot of secret emotions, hidden emotions, keep a lot of things internal. It can be really hard sometimes. So your mind can really get in your way. And I'm just going to leave it at that because, I don't want to, could be you get an inheritance though. So, doesn't always, or you could be a great investigator. You could work in the money, finance. You could work and you could be a counselor. You could be a researcher. You're one great investigator. The men you might be attracted to can be a little Mars-like.
Is there something going on in the sort of, if there's a spouse or if there's a significant other in the picture, could there be some kind of issue right now, some kind of tumultuous nature?
Let me see.
Listen, there are so many points in life where an otherwise stable relationship is having its ups and downs, but when I pull, because I pulled,
there definitely can be something with, possible.
Yeah. So this is a little different. What I pulled here, I did the the what is happening, why is it happening, and how, what sort of the implications of it, what's it affecting. So, the how looks like primarily emotional relationships, family. I have the 10 of cups, the 4 of cups. So this is a kind of dissatisfaction, feeling like something's missing. The what, as you know, what the basis of the situation is. I have a lot of sword cards. I have the 3 of swords and the Prince of Swords. So this indicates a male who has behaved kind of harshly, could be keeping something from you, or you could be feeling like he's being secretive. This could be a brother. This could be a significant other. This could be a child, an older, like a teenage boy. You know, there's a lot of cut cards around it, which indicate that this is an emotional issue. But it also looks like there was a problem. The nine of wands and the 8 of cups indicates having to face something down. Something happened. There was an issue that's kind of looming over your head, or looming, and it has to do with this sword character, this Prince of Swords. And so it could be that there was a wrong that is he could be working on righting it right now, making his wrongs right. But what is required of you, what's reflected on your part the most is your
All right, Becky is single. Becky is single. I just got into the chat. So
okay. Is there a guy she's having an issue with though?
I'm be curious to know.
I know this is really personal, and I don't usually dig so deep, like right off the bat and stuff.
What did it have to do with money and finances?
I have no disc cards here. No.
So tell me the cards you had again.
I have the Prince of Swords, the 3 of Swords, which again, this is like secrets and.
Could it be she's just closed off?
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, it can be. The 4 of Cups is disinterest. The 8 of Cups is sort of walking away, giving up on something. 3 of Swords is like separation, anxiety, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. It could be like an issue regarding someone that you have no choice but to work with, and you really can't stand like to be around them. They just cause issues. Sword people are problematic. And so sword people have issues with water people. So if she's very sensitive, this person will feel like nails on a chalkboard.
Okay, just go with, she's a Scorpio rising like me, so dealing with like all the drama with like work, public, people, you know, just there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of Jupiter's in the 12th, so there can be some expenses. It can have some money focus right now for you. It could be, look, things for us have been on the rocks since 2013. A lot of change, lots of change with work, a lot of change with like, you know, everything. Maybe some health stuff. Could it be health things?
Health? Yeah. Again, when we talk about health and finances and property and stuff like that, we have to talk about discs. We have to talk about earth-based material stuff. All of this to me is emotions and mentality. So issues of the mind and issues of the heart, and a particular person, a male person, that is somewhat problematic.
Becky, you gotta, if you want to know a question from Jenny, make sure, if somebody ever wants a question from Jenny, make sure like you want something specific.
Be specific.
Yeah, be specific and ask, okay? Just because it really helps us.
Well, I mean, it's just
son's dad, maybe. We've had issues in the past, but seems like he's trying no makeup for the past.
Well, that would make sense because the 8 of Cups can be forgiveness, and the 9 of Wands is about making up for the past. I said that. Something happened, something's looming over, that kind of, you know, this hanging around guilt and things like that. And it's also making it right, because the transition from the 9 to the 10. Right. So that could be. It could be he's thinking about you. Heidi's getting the cards.
Yeah, it just helps. These are hard to do without cards on the fly. Because these things, now, well, another thing I'm going to say to you, you could be definitely having some interest in other different countries, different cultures, learning new things, new higher knowledge. I think financially it could be good for you. Gemini reversed. I mean, here, yeah. I have the Lovers reversed. The 10 of Cups reversed.
I got the 10 of Cups too.
But on the positive side, we have the Wheel of Fortune card. So, I just need to tell you something about your chart. So for you, you kind of have a little bit of a jadedness with relationships too, like me. Yours is more internal, so you're going to keep it more hidden. I'm more like, yeah, I have problems. It is what it is. Like so there can be a lot of opening up, and you keep a lot of things in, and it's hard for you to connect with people. You can get bored very easily. Okay. And especially in relationships.
Doesn't that suck?
Huh?
That's that Aquarius. I feel like that's Aquarius.
He's a Gemini moon.
Oh, okay.
And that is Geminis get bored.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So for you, I can't leave you on that note, though. We'll leave you with this. Your heart center. Card indicates greater readiness to receive love from others as well from yourself. It could also indicate that a much needed healing taking place from a previous broken heart is needed. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you and encourage you yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. Know that as you do the light. So basically you have a lot of hidden emotions, like I said in your chart, bottled down things that are really, really, really getting in the way of, you being able to have a relationship, and you have to, work on that and inner healings. Look, I have all that. Don't worry. I mean, I have a lot of that. So that's why I've been single so long. All right. And a lot of it was stuff that I did, so we can't even just sit here and blame it on others. Okay. Next person. All right. We don't know if this is his right time. I don't think it's his time, quite honestly. So I can't even.
We can do cards. If you don't trust it, then we can do cards.
We have to pull a card for
AJ. I understand the personal questions are uninteresting unless you're the one getting a reading, but this is just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, seriously, if you're gonna sit here and complain, get out of the chat. Like
not to be
reading time. This is what we do. We let people do this because there's weights with us. We let people be able to come here and get a little help if they're in some crunch. So if you don't like it, leave. Why do you have to sit there and complain? It just doesn't even make sense. People like to hear themselves talk. And that's one thing I just don't have patience for. It's just, like I said, ignorance and stupidity and disrespect.
Disrespectful.
So true though. Like, and I'm at the point now, my patience are like, very slim. So.
Oh my God, how funny was it? My last live, was it live? You were like, make me a moderator now.
I know. It's just because when you get out here and do this and you're trying to help, it's just, and yeah, we give it energy because like these people need to be called out because they're just, and like if I pretend like that's not there, I'm going to be, after we get off this chat, I'm going to go find you on Facebook. At least I just address it now, just to make it easier. The real Heidi's back. Oh God. It's like, as soon as I get back on these lives, huh? All right. I don't know what to do about this with this person. Did Adam write in the chat his time? Does
Adam, are you still here? AJ, shut up. Get lost, bro.
You're lucky I can't see that right now.
It's probably not even AJ. It's probably like Herbert.
It's probably Dylan.
It's probably Dylan's third sock account.
Yeah.
Because he wants Heidi's hypothetical penis so badly.
I can't even find your damn city. Adam, we're gonna just have to read you cards because
let's do some cards for Adam.
Adam, we can't do this. So I'm sorry. No charts can happen right now. Guys, it's so important to get readings with me. I need exact birth times. So make sure you watch my other videos, like how important that is. So you're wasting money, like don't send a super chat unless you just want a card.
Yeah, Adam, confirm the time.
On the nose?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why your city isn't coming up. Okay, start reading some cards, Jenny, just so we can.
All right. I mean, listen, straight up, this is probably my favorite combination of cards like ever. I have the Star, the Priestess, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Discs. So all across the board, I mean, super like if there's any kind of spiritual work that you've been doing, like psychic work or meditations, or even like the study of you know, say it's like this to me looks as if you picked up a copy of the Kabbalion or some kind of a really important book and it just changed you. So that's what essentially this looks like. The Ace of Discs is representative of solid ground, solid belief, solid standing, good health, money. Eight of Wands is always about communications and messages that travel really, really quickly. So this could also be about that light bulb going off in your head when you hear something or you read something and you're like, aha, I totally get it. And the Priestess and the Star is a fabulous combination. It's a very feminine combination. This indicates all kinds of karmic intermingling and the star-crossed paths or the star-crossed characters comes into play, and synchronicities like being at the right place in the right time. So hold on a second.
Okay, so you're this way. Your ascendant is in. I can't. You're only 2 degrees of a Pisces. It says so. I can't tell you if I think that's you or not because I don't know. Did you get this from a birth certificate? So I need to know that. Even if it's close like this is research I still need to do prior. So I will say that for you, you do have a very mystical side, very intuitive side, very like, one day you may just very well get into that. But the thing about you is there's a lot of focus about practical, realistic things too. So you have a moon in Virgo, you have Mars in Rohini, all about money. There's a big focus on money and the material stuff like this. You have Venus in Capricorn. So it's all about business and money. You're a great listener. You're a really good investigator. You're a really good researcher, probably really good at investing money, business money, all that fun stuff. But the way you think, very critical. You like things a certain way. Kind of controlling a little bit. It's like the Virgo moons really don't like things to be out of sorts, and nobody can do things like you can do them. So Virgo moons get irritable, but Hosta, you're probably really good with your hands.
I'm seeing an issue.
With what?
So I think there may have been some bad news. The Eight of Wands as communications, because I get the sense that it was a little just too like, it wasn't as fun and flippant as it looked. Sometimes it's, when we see the Priestess and the Star together, this is about women, or a woman, one woman in particular. I say this all the time, the Priestess can sometimes be about vampirism, psychic vampirism, or very, very powerful, manipulative, charming people, women. And the potential ramifications that come with that, getting involved with a very sort of clever, cunning person. I have the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords in succession. Actually, I have the 8, 9, and 10. And so that that coupled with the Sun and also the 8 of Wands, that's news. That's some pretty heavy news, actually.
Yeah.
A definite ending of some kind.
So I pulled you 2 cards. Patience reversed. Peaceful redirection is the card that you need to hear. Open up if the options aren't available to you. The universe, even if like you have options that you're not really clear about, you need to right now be very open. Virgo moons have so many great ideas. They have so many good things like that they can do. One of the most creative nakshatras is a Hasta moon, but they get in their own way and they procrastinate because they want things a certain way. So like you personally would never do something if it wasn't perfect. Like you would never make a half-ass website like Heidi does, right? Or you're going to want it a certain.
Sorry.
You also have a lot of like inventing and creativity in your chart. So I think there's maybe some projects you're working on. So you need to be open and you need to like open up the vision. You got to get a little more creative. And the last card that I pulled for you So if there's a project, maybe like step out of the limb a little bit, approach more connections. I don't know, do different things. Okay. But the last card, this is great because you have the strength card. It's time of increasing power for you. It's not the time to be passive or submissive. It's time to speak your truth, take action on your own behalf. You're capable of taking greater control and directing your own decisions and destiny. For the power that comes from within reaches out to the universe and beyond. Inner strength and unlimited resources flow through you at this time, helping you create real results. So good times are coming. Just be open to new things. And that's very hard for Virgos to do.
Oh my God, it is, because that's messy and unpredictable.
Yeah. And that's how you think. Virgo is how you think. So in Vedic astrology, it's way more than just your sun sign, So we're going to pull a card real quick for the rest of the super chatters in here. All right. So something for Pam. Thanks, Pam. Pam, this is the card I pulled. Jenny, I'll pull like one of these and then you pull just something.
Wait a second. Bipolar girlfriend. I'm telling you, that's what it is, Adam. I knew it. The priestess, that's the bipolar girlfriend. She said something to him on the phone or just face-to-face communications. 8, 9, and 10 of swords. She break up with you? She cause problems? You're better off without her. Honestly,
God,
it looks like a disaster. I shouldn't say that so flippantly. I really, really shouldn't. I don't know the situation. Again, this is just on the surface what's going on, but it's clear that you're not happy.
Okay, so for Pam, the woman tied up, vines around her wrist, body and arms. Receiving it upright represents a time in your life where things are severely stuck. Drama around you, major drama can be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward. It may be some technicalities that could be blocking your way. Perhaps you're waiting on an agreement, things to be finalized, but it's kind of oppressive. If this isn't technically the case, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. Look at your life and see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional angst or negative habits that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut off the vines, make some serious changes. You needn't live in your self-imposed jail any longer. Do you have a card real quick for Pam?
Sure. Pam who?
Pam. Stefano. I can't.
Is it Pam S? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly there's some drama swirling around. Oh gosh. All right, Pam, we have the World, the 6 of discs, 6 and 7 of discs. So indecision with work, career, inconsistencies, 7 of discs, that's being really unsure. The outward, the output of work, the output of energy is not matching the reward. And so there's some anxiety there with how to move forward. But the World, when this happens, the World is about putting up walls. As you can see, if you look at the wall around this is like very significant. This is being really, really mindful of what you're allowing into your work life, your career. Like, you don't have to mix things. Sometimes work is just work and personal things are personal, and literally put a shield up with the drama sometimes, and also be accountable for, what you're putting out. Sometimes drama comes back to us and we want to say, oh, I did nothing to deserve this. When really, if you sat down and you were really honest and you had a really evolved level of self-awareness, you would realize that on some level, you asked for this. You asked for this drama. You asked for these interactions. So you have to be able to have that kind of that kind of perspective on the situation. It's not just one way. It's not just your perception of something. It's a much bigger picture.
Okay, next will be for Guts.
Guts? Who?
Guts. G-U-T-S.
Oh my God. I don't do readings for Guts.
Okay, Guts. This is what you have. This door opens into the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. The door opens into truly unlimited potential for the changes that have been reaching you deep to the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and deepening connection with the spirit world. Don't be surprised if you find yourself being more intuitive. Now is the time to open up to this unexpected guidance and to the magic and power of your true identity. That's a good card. I don't really get that card from many people. Do you want to, are you going to pull a card, Jenny? Or are you saying, okay. I thought you were like just really saying no to guts.
No, it's okay, guts. So I have the Knight of Discs, which is always he's my favorite of the court cards because he's about the family, very traditional. He's a hard worker. He's diligent. He's strong-willed, team player. Sometimes he can be too determined, and like he's the kind of guy that like might put work before everything else, and things fall to the wayside. The Eon and the Seven of Cups. This combination to me looks as if there is a decision that needs to be made, but you have so many decisions or so many options that you're having a hard time choosing just one. Sometimes the Seven of Cups is about it could be an issue with sort of thought management, or sort of focusing your thought, or putting your energy in on one project when it may seem like you have 6 or 7 projects that you're trying to look into, or several options for a new job, a new location, people, that sort of thing. So it looks like focus and like directed, channeled intent is what's necessary. I also have the 10 of Wands, which I feel like this is about a time constraint. So feeling really, really limited in terms of time. I don't have much time to make this decision. It's a very important decision. I have so many options and I don't know which one to choose. It's that sort of thing. And so it's like, but you really have to make a decision. But I mean, with the Knight of Discs, this is always a guy that really puts practicality and like logic way ahead of emotions, not impulsive at all. So if you need to look to like friends and family for counsel on this, that's what it looks like is needed. Somebody to help you channel and focus your intention here.
Okay. So
there you go, Guts.
Huh?
There you go, Guts.
All right, Sally.
Sally.
Okay, so low ebb in your energy, lack of purpose, you feel a little fragmented, unable to rein in your scattered focus. If this is the case, it's time to become more centered and single-minded. You can choose to bring a greater sense of enthusiasm to your everyday life, gather up and direct your life force energy, and bring an attitude of enthusiasm to both your goals and your daily life. There's a lot of that energy going on right now in general, just feeling a lack of focus, because all these planets are retrograde right now. It's like a big kind of confusion, it's like can cause a lot of stress. So just try to focus, and the battle is over. So if you went through a really rough time, or you're going through a rough time with fights, just something going on.
Is this Sally?
Yeah, something's ending.
Somebody having a baby.
I don't know.
I have the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the Empress, which looks like, a wedding, a baby shower, something like that. But I have the Knight of Wands, which is either a character or a situation that is coming or going. So it could be like this was really surprised. This was very surprising news. There could be a pregnancy that was unexpected, or like an absentee dad or something like that. But there's a lot of matriarchal energy here. The Empress, the 3 of Cups. This is like very feminine, lots of, celebrations and people enjoying time together. But yeah, the 3 of Cups and the 2 of Cups to me, and the Empress, this is always like children. families and stuff like that. Home.
It's a rest too after a battle, I think. You might have had some, like I said, a little disfocus. Something maybe could have happened recent or in the past, you know, that is a little scattered, and now it's clearing up. So, all right. So then we have Steve. Steve, come on over. Okay, Steve, just go back to what I said about Pam. Same thing. Tied up in an emotional prison. You're tying yourself up. It could be materialistic things, you know, that you're too attached to something. There could be some drama. That's what you have. That's the card. So you need to like literally break the chains. So you can have, you're tying on to something too tight and you're not able to move forward. Looks like it's definitely it's the Queen of Wands I got. So.
Is this still for Sally? No, this is Steve. Sorry. How many are we doing?
There's just 2 more.
My cards are really annoyed with me. I can feel it. They're like smoking right now. They don't like doing readings for people named Guts. I'm just kidding, Guts. No offense. No offense. Mm-hmm. Clearly your name is not actually Guts. Now, my cards do take offense, though. It's funny. Like, how dare you come to me, sacred art of tarot, with a question about where you left your car keys? How dare you? No. 9 of discs, 6 of discs, and the world. This looks like a job. This looks like money, promotions, going from a place of imbalance or inequality in the workplace, and then finally being able to make some kind of gains or like striving ahead. There's the 6 of discs. Also in relationships, it can indicate a kind of inequality where one partner makes more money than the other, or one partner cares more about the other, is attracted to the other more. But strictly in a financial sense, this is about going from from one financial circle to the next. And then the world is also like, this is about teams, teamwork, jobs, tribes, people that you know, people that you work with. And certainly since it's the final card in the major arcana, this is about cycles coming to an end. So I feel like this is about work and finances. What is it, Heidi?
I was reading what Sally wrote. She had a terrible battle. Maybe the children is the loss of my kids. Yeah.
Somebody, well, yeah, the Knight of Wands.
Think about that, because the card that I had, remember, and then what you had, that totally makes sense, because I said battles, fights, and then you had the kids, the emperors. That could have been it.
Yeah. Well, and the Knight of Wands too, as an energy, is coming and going. So that could even mean somebody that's motivated to take them away. You know what I mean? That's a very determined archetype. Who's a very hard one to contend with.
And she said, "Thank you, ladies. Spot on." Okay, so then we have ZZ78. Do I like your beard? Sure.
Heidi, don't lie. You know you're not really a beard girl.
No, I do like beards.
You do? Oh,
yeah, they don't bother me.
You're in luck.
Okay, but you have this card, 27. It's the girl walking away. Walking away from an existing situation, closing the gate behind her, walking away from a mist into a misty unknown future. Card upright reveals it could be time for you to make a similar decision. Something that you're finished with, perhaps a career goal, a relationship, a long-term experience of any kind. The familiar, I can't say that word, of this being familiar with the situation is enticing, but now you're ready to look at your options on the open road ahead. In reality, an important new beginning is at your hands. Good time. It's also an indicates a good time to let go of an unhealthy pattern, false belief, negativity, negative patterns that are ingrained in that you've been dealing with for a while. So it's time to walk away and move forward.
Oh, that's the one I just did. We just did that same one, right?
Yeah.
Who's next? Did I miss one?
No, hold on. Tehran, something could be postponed for you, just so you know if a journey might get delayed. But don't worry about it. The anxiety will go away. Come up with a new strategy. Because I had to put something in there for you. Now we have CC Chromitis. These names are just so crazy. Oh my
God. It's very cloudy for me, and I kind of have a problem with it because
okay.
Like
I'll just pull these because these can relate to everybody. Like I feel like these are different, you know, because tarot, these are oracle cards, different.
Right.
Weird. CC, you might have a journey that gets delayed too.
Oh God.
All right. So this is for you and Tehran. If I'm saying that right, I hope I'm saying your name right. But I know you're the one that has a chart like mine. So this is for both of you. You may desire to move or get away for a while, but it could indicate a delay or cancellation. Something could be standing in your way, perhaps cross lines of communication, refocus your energy, be flexible enough to alter your schedule and destination as needed. Remember, you can always create new adventures, even in your present location or situation. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Jenny. You can leave. I'm gonna do one more chart for somebody, so you don't have to stay.
No, it's okay. I'm in it for the long haul. Let's do it.
You sure?
Yeah. Is it one more or 5 more?
One more chart. This is it. I just picked somebody because I just felt like being nice. All right. So this is for Gemini girl. You had all your information in perfectly. So God, why? I can't wait to go back and read this live chat. Give me something to fall asleep to.
Oh God, that's hilarious. All right, Gemini girl. What's the DOB?
It's funny you have a Gemini girl, but okay, so she's 6'10", 87. So you thought you were a Gemini. Okay. So you're a Capricorn rising. You're a moon in Scorpio, and you have a sun in Taurus.
Oh my God, no Gemini whatsoever.
You probably should change 1, 2, 3, 4. And Gemini is your 6th house, which is actually like a rough house. I'm not saying take the, you have a lot of energy. You have your Mercury and Mars conjunct in Gemini, but all right, Capricorn rising. What is that? Somebody that's a hustler, hard worker, workaholic. It's in the nakshatra of Sravana. Sravana is somebody that's a good listener. It's kind of a spiritual sense of Capricorn, but it's still somebody that can be a healer, something of that sort. And even if your whole world was falling apart, you would 100% not act like it. Okay. Because Capricorns are just kind of hustlers.
Yeah. They keep it together.
Yeah. They keep everything together. 100%. Now you have Jupiter and Rahu conjunct in the 3rd. So that's great for writing. That's the house of improvement. It's really good for courage, hard work. So there will be nothing will come easy. You'll have a lot of obstacles and hard work, or it could be issues with siblings. But it's in Pisces and you're very intuitive. So it's like Capricorn rising. Okay, think about this. This is like steadfast, K2 in Virgo, all about the details, all about the hustling. And then you have literally Rahu and Jupiter in the 3rd house in Pisces. This is extremely two opposites, like psychic and financial. Like you have a lot of that. So, and then you have a moon in Scorpio in Anurata. So the way, you gotta be careful what I say here because I know you're a Scorpio moon and you have the moon conjunct Saturn. So sometimes for you, you keep your emotions in for sure. There can be some depression here and there. Could also have to do with siblings. But emotionally, it's can be a little tough, or your mother could stress you out, or there can be something that happened to your mother. I mean, there's a lot that would have to be looked at, but, or you could just be a doctor. I mean, you could, and a counselor, you could be a great counselor because and when people say moon is debilitated in Scorpio, I just don't necessarily agree with that. I think it's just somebody that's a very deep person, very passionate person, somebody that really takes other people's feelings into. Now, I'm not saying it's all wonderful, okay? Because the Scorpio moon, it's somebody that does feel things, that actually does care. Now, but then you have it with Saturn, so you're gonna worry a lot. You're gonna get stuck in your own head a lot. It really good detective, but not so. It's not so easy sometimes when it comes to. You're gonna second guess things, doubt things, self doubts. It's a lot of self doubts. All right.
Is it my turn?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure this out really quick. There's so many different lighting options. Do I want to be blue? Do I want to be red? Okay, so when I look at the internal, because what I decided to do was the internal, the external, and the kind of, where those two things meet. So I have two primary characters. I have the Prince and the Princess of Wands. Now, translate these cards into actual people in your life. We're talking about either brother and sister or children or a couple that have very similar personalities and they match up very well. It could even be people that when they're together, they tend to get a lot of things done. They could also get into a lot of trouble when they're together because fire and fire together, this is very effective, but it can also be a little bit problematic. They could kind of like egg each other on. As an external mechanism, I have the Emperor. And I also have the Two of Wands. And that's also another dynamic combination when we're looking at an external factor, because this is rules. This could be a boss that's really, really hard to deal with. This could be an example of this would be a husband that's very controlling or possessive. It could also be a good marriage. I mean, the Two of Wands really depends on what's around it. It depends on the context of the situation, because this could be what?
She wants to know about her mom's health. Do you see anything there?
Let's look. I like specific questions. I'm not gonna lie. When
God, I would
specific,
just tell because then we can just
let's just go. Yeah, I with all of my clients and my one-on-one readings, I always give everybody the opportunity to, instead of me sort of poke around and see what's jumping out, I say, what is there anything specifically that you want to look at? Because we'll just do that and we'll use time wisely. So, mother's health. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So I have the Fool, the Moon, the Ace of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. I don't know if there is an existing diagnosis or if there's treatment that's going on right now, but it looks to me as if there may be news of travel, perhaps getting different treatment, getting another opinion. The Moon, unfortunately, the Moon is sometimes about bad news. I have the Moon next to the Ace of Swords. Now, these two really bump heads, because while the Moon is like delusions and fantasies and lies and deception, the Ace of Swords cuts through all that and sort of cuts the all of the excess away and cuts to the heart of the matter. So if there has been some cloudiness about some kind of a condition, that's all going to go away. And so it looks like there are answers that are coming. If there was a time where things were really unclear, what we can be sure of is that things are going to be made clear. Communication is going to be direct. But the Ten of Wands is a card of limitation. So if there is a kind of a condition that creates a kind of limiting environment, the body, you're not as mobile as you were, that sort of thing. But in any case, the Fool here does indicate the start of a journey. So I don't see anything,
Yeah, and just so you know, I have action and blossoming.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Action and blossoming abundance. So whatever is going on, I mean, something's going to take action and there will be abundance. So, I mean, I will say though, I pulled a lot of like reversed cups and, there's a lot of things going on. I think your situation is just not easy to diagnose like right here on live feeds without talking to you. So,
well, just
a lot of things that happens lots of times.
To be really, really specific, I can tell you that whenever the moon comes up, we're looking at something that requires that we be very honest. So if the reality of the situation, if you're scared to look at it, now is a time to really look at it. That's what the Ace of Swords does to the moon, is it cuts through all of your avoidances and all of your delusions about something. But the Fool is also about being very optimistic, very enthusiastic about something. So, you know, and it's always a good thing. It's always a good card. But you could be looking at, you know, stricter diet. 10 of Wands is discipline in a lot of ways, responsibilities. So it could be that lifestyle changes in order. So once you're very clear about what the condition is, then you take steps to adjust your lifestyle to fit it. And it could be really, really hard. It could be a huge challenge. The 10 of Wands is about challenge. It's responsibilities, obligations, doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
So I hope that that helps. Gemini girl who's not really a Gemini at all.
I know. You do have Mercury in Gemini, so you're really good at, you know, coming up with ideas and being, you know, you are like that. So it's good. Don't be a troll. Okay. Yeah. Somebody wrote, what's the protocol here? I said, don't be a troll.
Just don't be a troll.
That's it. That's all. Okay. That's it. We've been on here way too long, but hopefully we've helped you. We've helped a few things. We're back in action. Hopefully this will stay. Just in case, subscribe to my other live channel, Channel 27 Live. You'll find it. It's where I was streaming when I couldn't go live before, just in case. You never know. So make sure you do that. And also make sure you also subscribe to Jenny's channel, please, as well. If you didn't get a notification, make sure you are subscribed and then hit the bell, and then you'll get notifications when we do go live. Because typically I try to do the first people that come in first when we do live readings and stuff.
Right. So like if you can jump on top of it really quick when we first get started, you're pretty much guaranteed
exactly
kind of a spot.
Yep.
There. All right. Thank you so much.
Real quick, everybody, loving spirits this week, because it's going to be an interesting week. That's for sure.
It is. Hold on to your hats and scarves. Oh, no pun intended. Sorry, Kate Spade. Yikes. Rest in peace. I'd like to know what she knew. All right, folks. Thank you so much for having me, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel, Jenny Moonstone on YouTube. It's a shit show. You'll love it.